I was like, hey, can you send me some money so we can go out to dinner tonight? You know, thinking that they should send me it, right? I gave them kids. They owe me this. So I texted them and I asked them, and the first two don't even respond. Of course they don't. They're fucking bums.
So I just woke up and I checked my EBT card, and guess what? Corby had nothing there.
They literally just cut my food stamp card completely off. Over $10,000 in food stamps I had. My balance is zero. I have been on government benefits for over 13 years, and now it's done.
23-year-old low-income stay-at-home mom of 4 kids who fully relies off of the government.
Listen, Big Daddy government is their father, is their provider. 23-year-old low-income stay-at-home mom to 4 kids. So she must have been getting knocked up like back to back to back to back. You can hear the kids crying in the background too. Just listen.
23-year-old low-income stay-at-home mom of 4 kids who fully relies off of the government. And today for lunch for my kids is going to be cereal, trying to stretch food out due to the government shutdown.
I have 7 kids, 7 different baby daddies, and I do receive $3,000 in EBT food stamps.
Bitch! Starting next month, we ain't getting no EBT food stamps. I'm irritated. Mama, next month we ain't getting no EBT food stamps.
Dealer today unleashed the all-new 20.
Oh my God! Everybody pack your shit, because we finna go up there to the White House for that orange bitch. Oh, y'all must thought I was playing. Hey, right now, let's go. Tonight. So what the fuck is we gonna do?
My name is Ari. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 6 kids, no multiples, all singletons.
Bruh, come on. 6 kids? Oh my God, man. Listen, okay, people can do whatever they want with their bodies. I'm cool with that. But come on, man. They have no other hobbies. Your hobbies is getting knocked up. So if you're pregnant 9 months out of the year per 6 kid, that means you've been pregnant for 5 years in your life.
I get myself worked up. I just came here to talk about how I went from literally $1,700 in food stamps for a family of 3. Okay? I don't work. I stay home every day. I'm not able to work, so I should be getting the maximum amount. Especially because he needs cereal, chips, pop. He needs all that. And I need my energy.
No, he doesn't need cereal, chips, and pop. He needs a father. That's what he needs. He needs water. He needs that activity. Not see these kids junk, man. This is why these kids are so messed up, man.
9 days. And I want to know why they ain't put my food stuff on their car.
She has 9 kids.
I done been waiting. I done did my application. And I got 3 handicapped babies. I need to know why my food stamps ain't on my card. This is not right. This ain't fair. I don't care about no shutdown or none of that. But I've been calm. I've been calling. Everybody ignoring me. I've been here 3, 4, 5 times. I want to know why ain't my food stamps on my card.
So she got 9 kids. Hair did, nails did, Steve Madden bag, the big one.
I had to cancel my vacation with my family because where we were going to go and vacation at, they have already stopped certain things of being able to be purchased with EBT. Well, because of this, that would mean I would have to buy the majority of my family's food out of pocket.
So what's wrong with that? They're just relying on the government, man.
And that would dig into my money I have for fun things. So I had no other choice but to cancel the trip.
Come shopping with me at Sam's Club as a recently unemployed wife to a family of 9 using EBT.
Look at her arms. She easily weighs 300 pounds. Look at this. Lunch lady arms. Look at that, man. Last time she been in the gym was PE, which was mandatory in high school. How much you would have bet her kids are mixed? Listen, black men, you got to do better, man. You got to do better.
Me at Sam's Club as a recently unemployed wife to a family of 9 using EBT. Anyway, we've officially made it through 1 month of summer break, and man, did it deplete literally everything we had in the house last. Despite my
Look at, oh my, it makes me want to throw. Look at that arm, man.
to state here, this is not a complaint, but
The kid has on a bonnet, man. I mean, come on, dude. Like you start to feel bad for the kids. Like, man, the kids have no real good upbringing. She said she's a stay-at-home wife. Really? Who's the dad? A Pookie? Well, clearly, you know, he's black, but that's why I say, black men, y'all got to do better, man. Y'all be knocking up these overgrown land wells, and y'all be, oh man, she white, she's super thick. Man, she ain't thick. That chick is beyond obese.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Ruach HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you other elders, brethren, all you supporters of the truth, which includes you other brothers and sisters. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to the elect. Peace to the elect. So this video is off of this Jake. Obviously, he's an Israelite. Well, he doesn't know he's an Israelite, but his name is Darius M. At least I don't think so. And he does a lot of videos getting on the woman, mainly the so-called black woman. So I just want to respond off of his video. A couple of things he said, right? He did say that these women need to go get jobs, and there are jobs, but they're not plentiful. In fact, these women have become so spoiled, we'll get into that too, that the EBT programs and the housing programs have all been designed, as they say, you know, in the vernacular terms or whatever, they say they're zaddies. The white man is their zaddies, the so-called black woman. Well, really, it's the government is their daddies. That's their new daddies. And their whole agenda was to separate family, especially us. You see what I'm saying? That was the agenda. You know, they took the hook, line, and sinker. Before that, you just had to struggle it out and suffer it. How else did we survive? But Eve, the woman, she took the bait. Then she started purposely having children to put the children up for some type of mental illness or some type of handicap situation so they can collect a check off of them, right? Or to get food from them, food stamps, EBT, WIC, everything. And what they managed to do was when they ran the man out of the home, then they said, well, we could give you WIC. You'll survive that way. So why didn't the sisterhood come together and help one another back then? Why isn't the sisterhood coming together now to help feed each other's children? The sisterhood will all join together to come against Jake and talk trash on us and all the so-called black men, right? Why the sisterhood is not joining together to help each other's children? Or would they wind up pawning their children out like the Israelites did, the Israelite women did in the time of Syria under the captivity of famine? Yeah, we'll see. You know why? Because the Heavenly Father is control of all of it. Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Now, am I against some brothers and sisters? They may need the help if they can get it. There's some people who really do need the assistance. But you can see this 23-year-old woman, these are young women, most of them are obese, right? They become spoiled, right? They figured they don't need a husband. They don't need a man. Why? Because when you get rid of your husband, you get more benefits and more control being single, meaning they will give you all this money on an artificial card, used to be paper, on an artificial card for food and cash. Now you're in control of your money. What this does psychologically is tell the husband, you know, I don't need you. So for her sexual desires, they pump this into the TikTok and movies, feminism. Then they'll go sleep with different men, right? Because now they're not dependent on the one man that's supposed to take care of them. So then this is psyops. They'll say to themselves, hey, I got my food. I got my cash benefits. I even got a house. I ain't even got to pay much for rent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of those revolving doors that sit in front of them hospitals. And men is going to come in and men is going to go out. Basically, I'm my own woman. Women were never meant to lead themselves. That was never meant to happen. And because you see women leading themselves, they get themselves in these sticky situations, and sometimes literally. But anyway, moving on. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. See, Eve trusted in the serpent. That's why, was it Paul? I believe it said Eve was beguiled by the serpent. Right? Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make a flesh his arm, whose heart departeth from the Lord. As I said in another video, their whole agenda is to get rid of Jake. And once they did that, now they're saying, well, woman, we don't need you now. You done harlot yourself out, right? No man wants you. You're on your own. And when we take your food away, now you're going to harlot yourself out even further. But we do understand we won't see an all-together family, right? And, you know, the Lord said he was going to separate families, Matthew 10:36, right? Even the truth separates families. This is just all part of what the Lord wants. Okay? It is better to take refuge, Psalms 118:8. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. Right? That's what it says. So it's better to trust in the Lord than to trust in this system. You know, that's what it is. You got to trust in the Lord. And all these women, I'm sure, claim to be Christians. Okay? Put not your trust in princes, in mortal man, whom cannot save. So, we're going to go to Jeremiah 4:30. And when thou art spoiled, what will thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, right? Though thou rentest thy face with paintings, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. You know, Eve doesn't understand. The women in general, they don't understand. You were just used as a tool. They didn't really give a damn about you. They figured, we'll give this little proportion of the money to you to barely survive off of, but you don't have to work. We'll take care of you. We'll give you everything you need. You just can't have that man around. And in some of these cases, they make the women take the men to child support. Yes, they do. They have to sign clauses and contracts. It doesn't mean the man is technically going to go to child support, but at least he's on the list. And if she ever wanted forwarded, you know, this government asks for this money back, right? So you don't have a chance. When the serpent bites Eve and gets a hold of her, you're toast. There's nothing you can do. And we're not just talking about EBT. We're talking about with jobs as well. They're paying these women disproportionate amounts for their jobs that's not even worth that. They'll give these women $30 and $40 an hour for a job and say it's very important. But the men that's building infrastructure to help women get to their jobs, to build the buildings for them to sit in their jobs, the HVAC to keep their heat and cold air on, they'll pay them $30 an hour or $25 an hour. I'm just saying for an example. In other words, if they pay a construction worker $40 an hour, they're going to pay Eve $50 an hour. They're not losing any money because they're shifting the money the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? So either way, if they got a budget for $6 billion, right, it's still $6 billion, but it's going to favor the woman. And that's what's been happening. They get these accelerated degrees. They got to pay all that back, right, in taxes. And Esau makes sure he gets his money back, because the first thing a woman do without the guidance of a husband gets the most expensive car she can buy, even on food stamps, by the way. They'll get the most expensive car that she can buy. I learned that working at a dealership, right? And the woman, I said, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to get this particular car. And she had her mind made up, and she wanted to get it anyway. Well, it was back in 6 months. You know? It was back in 6 months. Because they don't listen. They want what they want. So by giving them the food and giving them the money, no wonder they act like they're in power. No wonder they believe that they're superior. Along with the black conscious community telling them that they're the gods of the earth. You put that in the network, you're done. The best thing to do is stay away from these Eves, these food stamp queens, man. You know? And like I said, it's not just food stamps. This is the woman in general. Anyway, and when thou art spoiled, what will thy do? Right? Let's go to spoiled. Spoiled goes to the word booty. Goods captured in the time of war. So all our women are up for booty. This is why the terminology says, hey, I'm going to get some booty. You mean you're going to get some spoil. That's what it is. You want to capture her, right? That which is forfeit to a conqueror, right? A conqueror. But not in today's feminism. They have switched it. Now the woman is going to get some booty. Anyway, also the act of ravishing, right? As we see in the scriptures, the spoil I can't remember. In the book of Numbers, when Moses went and they went into the I can't remember the place, but they went there and spoiled them. Just went and looked, the Midianites. Okay, so booty spoil. So we go look up booty. I believe we looked up there. Booty. It means to plunder. The booty. So you women were all ready for a booty. And then he gave you those Amazon gifts or eBay, wherever you get those gifts from. You know, those things that they use to help indulge in their pleasures and get relieved. Yep, you're spoiled. I remember the story of Sarah Bartlett or whatever her name is with the big booty. Right? Let me see if I could find that. Sarah Bartlett or whatever. And they made fun of her. Bartman. Is it Bartman? Sarah Bartman. Yeah, they made fun of her for having this big, enormous booty. Right? There we go. They made fun of her. She was a spectacle. Right? And then a couple 100 years later, you see her in rap videos. And obviously she's here today, probably the major queen of it, right? The Nicki Minaj's or whatever you want to call them. That type anyway. So all those, it was a spectacle. This is why Deuteronomy said you should be a spectacle, a horror, a surprise. The men and women, right? And they made her go on stage and did all this stuff, man. And you're going to tell me, through all this racism and all this wickedness that went on, you women still trusted in this man, which the Lord allowed you to do it. But think about it. You ought to feel really ashamed. And then what you managed to do is you managed to follow suit and put injections in your behind to look attractive. And then they manipulated with the media to make it cute or beautiful for a woman to have a big behind, because black men, so-called black men, like it. And I'm pretty sure a man that was with her probably liked it. I'm not sure, but the Esau made fun of it and made a spectacle. And then all through their media, they said, well, yeah, when they see the black woman booty shaking and BBLs, and Hispanic woman too, they're laughing at you Israelites. They're letting you know you are for a booty. This is an example of booty right here. That's an example of a spoil. But watch what the Most High say, man. And when thou art spoiled, what will thou do? You've already been spoiled. There's more spoil to come. Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou decketh thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with paintings, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee and will seek thy life. They don't care about you now. You're going to find that out. This is why in Isaiah 4:1, 7 women, and it will happen on this side. This is going again unto a spoil. 7 women shall take hold of one man. See, Esau think he can hold us back, but you can't. You can try, and that's what he's getting pissed about. There's going to be certain sisters that come out of this and say, well, wait a minute, I can't live like that. I understand now. Western culture has destroyed us, even in our marriages, forcing men to have one woman. That wasn't even in the culture. But telling a woman through monogamy, you're monogamous with your husband. Oh, but you can sleep with the man down the street. Don't worry about it. When you go to get married, it's not marriage. So you all right. Just keep having sex. Keep getting plumaged, right? Keep getting spoiled. Don't worry. But when you're ready and you meet the right one, then you can go stand in the aisle, in the line or the aisle. You can walk down the aisle with your white pure dress on through all your polygamous behaviors. And now you can say, I'm cleansed because I'm wearing all white. But all those bodies that you had and all those men that you slept with, you might have been okay with this new one because he might have been a great lover. But when the attitude switches, the children come or whatever happened, you're going to revert back to the other lovers because his spirit is on you. And these Edomites, they know this. Their job was to destroy us. But don't worry, because in the new kingdom to come, all you women will be purified. Men, let me say men and women, we will all be purified. And we're going to remember this. And you Edomites, you're going to pay the price for what you've done, man. You're going to pay the price for this. You are the one that turned these EBT queens into what they did, what they are, which the Lord allowed you to do it. You the one did this, right? You offered them the serpent stick, right? As they say, the apple. There's no such thing as an apple in the Bible, but you offered them that fruit, and they took it, and you knew that they was going to take it. Because women depend on security and they trusted in the government because they couldn't trust in their husbands because you spoiled them. This is why every black Christian woman wants to uphold white Jesus. And if you say Jesus is so-called black, you know what they'll tell you? We don't care. It's about his blood. But Jesus didn't walk around covered in blood. For I heard a voice of a woman in travail and anguish as if her heard that bringeth forth her first child. The voice of the daughter of Zion that bewaileth herself, which is going to Jake too, right? And spreadeth her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul weareth because of murderers. So you women, you Eves, you women, mainly you so-called black woman and Hispanic woman, you know, you foreigners of Israel, the foreigner Israelites, you're all going to really start finding out who the enemy really is. And you've been had, hoodwinked, tricked, schemed, shticked, or stucked. That's all I have on that shit.